Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here with a few comments, a few more comments on the October 17th fight between Carl Froch and Andre Dirrell. First, some housekeeping matters. Many have asked me what the best site is to comparison shop odds between different sports books. I have no affiliation with these guys whatsoever, but a site I like to check is checkyourodds.co.uk. Again, that's checkyourodds.co.uk. They'll put a lot of odds up. They'll also highlight the books that are offering the best odds on a specific fight. Let me also point out, too, that some have asked me how much it costs for my predictions and how much it costs to access gamblersadvisory.com. The answer to both is nothing. My picks are completely free. Gamblersadvisory.com is free as well. The only thing I'm selling is a book for hardcore gamblers who want to make money betting on boxing. That's a subset of the audience, and buying that book's completely optional. It's not required. Okay, let's talk about this Froch-Dirrell fight. There is a bet I like. Some props have been posted, and there is a bet I like that I believe is a winner. And it is the very shocking to me over-under of 11.5 rounds. I like the under. I simply do not see any way that this fight makes it to the halfway point of the 12th round. I believe the only reason this prop is being offered at a very healthy minus 105. In other words, if you hit on this prop, you almost double your money. You literally win about 95% of your stake. The only reason this prop is being offered is because Froch in his last two fights, and keep in mind, Froch is a knockout puncher. In his last two fights, those fights made it into the 12th round. He went the distance against Jean Pascal, and again, Jean Pascal is an elite fighter who, after this fight, won the light heavyweight championship, and he's currently one of the light heavyweight champions. And the other fighter who made it to the 12th round against Froch is Jermaine Taylor. You may recall that Jermaine Taylor went the distance twice with Bernard Hopkins. Jermaine Taylor, style-wise, is much more difficult than Andre Dirrell. Froch ended up knocking out Taylor in the closing moments of that 12th round, but my point to you is style-wise, Jermaine Taylor with quick hands and structure. In other words, Taylor is a pattern fighter. He works off of a jab. You know what he's doing. The only question is whether you can stop it. I believe that Jermaine Taylor, matchup-wise, is a much harder matchup for Carl Froch than Andre Dirrell is. Let me also point out, too, that Andre Dirrell, it's a little bit shocking that people believe that he'll make it to the 12th round against his toughest opponent when Andre Dirrell has never made it to the 12th round in any of his fights for his entire career. Not only that, the last time Andre Dirrell made it to the 10th round, it was in a fight where he was getting cuffed around. That was 2 years ago. He was fighting a guy named Curtis Stevens. Now, forget what the judges scored. One of my rules is don't believe the judges, believe your own two eyes. I'm just telling you, even Andre Dirrell knows he was extremely lucky to be awarded the decision in that fight. In fact, Dirrell told us he was lucky to get the decision after he beat Anthony Hanshaw. I would encourage anyone who can look at the last YouTube video of the ending of the Hanshaw fight to actually listen to Andre Dirrell's interview following that fight. One of the things I like to do is I like to listen to interviews where fighters talk about what worked, what didn't work, what they expected, what they saw, because it gives me insight into both them and the guy they've just fought. And I would encourage everyone to take a look at that Anthony Hanshaw interview. Now, style-wise here, understand that one of two things, in my opinion, is going to happen. Either Carl Froch comes across the ring knowing that he has more power than Andre Dirrell. Keep in mind, Froch has fought more fights than Dirrell, 25 to 18, and less of Froch's fights have gone the distance than Dirrell's fights. Think about it. Okay, not only that, Carl Froch is fighting guys like Jean Pascal and Jermaine Taylor. Andre Dirrell has never fought anybody in that class. And so I believe Carl Froch either is going to come across the ring, do what he does, bide his time, stay outside Dirrell's range, come inside and stop Dirrell, or, and this is a possibility, Andre Dirrell, and I believe this is unlikely because I think Froch wins this fight, but there is a possibility that Andre Dirrell simply has too much hand speed for Froch, just like Jermaine Taylor did early in the fight, overwhelms Froch, knocks Froch down, Froch gets up, is cloudy, doesn't have his wits about him, and then, like Sugar Ray Leonard, like many people with tremendous hand speed, I could easily see Andre Dirrell throwing numerous combinations until the referee feels that the fight is over. What I cannot see, based on these styles, is these two guys looking at each other for 11 rounds and then making it into the 12th round. I just don't see it. I actually feel that this is very close to a layup. I think you can almost double your money taking the under 11.5 rounds on this fight. For more cautious gamblers, if you want to be cautious, you can come up with different bets. If you're a Carl Froch man and you believe he's going to win the fight, but you're a little bit nervous about whether he's going to be able to stop an undefeated Andre Dirrell, then you can hedge the under with some other bet. But let me just say this. Carl Froch is underrated. Just remember, Carl Froch is undefeated. What Froch does in the ring is very advanced and it's very subtle. While he looks like he keeps his hands low, which he does, and while he looks like he's just standing around, understand that Carl Froch is a master at length and distance. In other words, Carl Froch knows how to stand outside of a jabber's range. And Carl Froch knows how to counter from distance. In boxing, there isn't a statistic for accuracy. Sometimes it shows up on the punch compute statistics. But the key is, if we measured accuracy from long range, Carl Froch is one of the best there is. Froch can literally, from 3 feet out, lean in and hit you on the button, on the chin, with an uppercut. And keep in mind, once Carl Froch gets you hurt, Carl Froch is a closer. It's only then that Froch will step inside the circle and start to do damage. Also, like Lennox Lewis, who was a very cautious fighter, but who was aggressive on occasion. If you recall Lewis's fights against Galata, his fight against Donovan Razor Ruddock, his fight against Michael Grant, Lewis literally threw caution to the wind, came across the ring when he thought he had a lighter hitting opponent who didn't have the hand speed to keep up. I wouldn't be surprised if Carl Froch tries to end this fight early like he did against Jean Pascal. He wasn't able to stop Pascal in that first round, but take a look at that first round on YouTube. In any event, do your research. Just know that my recommendation is that the best bet on the board for this fight is the under 11.5 rounds at -105. I'm making this video on September 23rd. If the over-under changes significantly, or if the payout changes significantly, then the risk profile will change and you should proceed with caution. Visit us. Let us know your thoughts. Good luck.